And we're live. I am joined by Mecca founder, agency owner, and general legend, the Frenchman, Alexandre Teillet. Oh,
Hey,
I'm getting some feedback. Are you?
yeah,
Oh,
I have it.
sorry. I had the tab on YouTube, the live tab open, and I was like, I can hear my own voice, and it's because I've got it playing. Sorry. But Alex, welcome to the stream.
Thanks for having me. That's cool.
Thank you. And what I want to do is just to start off this stream by saying we came to realize that Alex was an avid Slater user because he wrote a beautiful article. In fact, let me share my screen and show you guys what he's been writing about us. So we're going to talk about this watch party in just a second. But if you go to mecca.co and go to the blog section, you will see this amazing article that Alex has written with a breakdown of, what are potentially some pain points with Webflow and custom code, and then he's written about why he's chosen Slater to be the tool that he's doing custom code with his Webflow projects with. So it's awesome. Go check it out. In fact, what I might do is just put it straight in the chat so you guys have that. And yeah, thank you so much for writing that article, Alex. It's epic.
No, it's like making content about Slater is very helpful for us to know where we are in the just making content about that and speak to the world why Slater is useful for us, and that's all.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And before this stream, you talked about the Paris watch party for Webflow Conf. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Webflow Watch Party in Paris is a big conference that we are organizing with Theo Roland from InitWeb and Florian from all the DigiDoc team, actually. But yeah, and we have more than 100 people who are going to watch us at the Webflow Watch Party, and it's going to be a big event with a free workshop and the stream with the Webflow Conf. And yeah, during my workshop, I'm going to talk about custom code and how we manage custom code inside Webflow. And of course, we are going to talk about Slater in front of 100% because it's our main use case.
That is awesome. So it's like we're going to have a little bit of a teaser of maybe what you're going to talk about in the watch party today, because we'll talk a little bit about how you're using Slater. So for anyone that hasn't read your amazing article, can you tell us why you're using Slater for your Webflow projects?
Yeah, so Webflow is an amazing tool. It's a no-code tool, but as an agency owner, you have some multiple projects and multiple use cases on Webflow. The fact is, if you are building one or two websites, it's cool to not use custom code. And it's okay to have it inside the Webflow designer. It's not for optimization. It's not for client. You don't have some big SEO subject. But as an agency owner, with the client we have inside Mecca, because we have a lot of clients, and for some big clients with big use case like SEOs, is the website fast, and how can I edit my website without any problem? The fact is, when you have this problem, Webflow, you cannot manage the custom code inside Webflow because it's very, very, very difficult, and you have like only one person that can come inside the editor, inside the designer to edit the code. You don't have the artificial intelligence to help you. And the the code inside Webflow is slowing down the website. So that's why we choose Slater, but that's not really why we choose Slater. We choose Slater because this solution came to us like, hey, we are very easy to install. We are very easy to manage, and you just have to copy this little script, put it inside the custom code of Webflow, and everything is going to be fast for you. And there is nothing really, you don't see really a big change that you have your code and it's the same thing. It's a dev environment. But I am a non-tech person. I run a Webflow agency. I know to make great websites, but I don't know how to make JavaScript. I don't know how to build like big website only with code. And that's a big pain for me because all the people that works for me know this, but I am not able to do this. And I love this approach of know your code. And that's what that was on your first landing page, right? And that's know your code and know what it is written inside of your code. But I didn't want it to use like the starter kit from ThinSuite or some code stuff that you can plug. I wanted to find a very smooth solution, a UI and UX with good environment for me, so I can feel safe about that and feel safe to write code. Because with GitHub, with all this stuff, I don't feel safe to write code on this. And that's why I choose Slater, and my team decided to choose Slater, and with collaboration and artificial intelligence and all this stuff.
That is awesome stuff to hear. I think one thing that a lot of people have been saying is like, why would I use Slater when I can just use VS Code or GitHub Copilot? Can you tell us a little bit about why you've chosen? I mean, you touched on it, but I just wanted to ask you, like, specifically why you've chosen to use Slater.
Because it's beautiful, and like I say, it's safe for me. Like the way Slater is working is very easy for me to just like put a script and I have my UI and UX, everything is well designed, and I feel safe to write code on this. And there is no VS Code with tons of extension, tons of plugin, or GitHub you can plug, but you don't know to click because this is a dev environment and it's very complicated and there is a lot of button, but the UX is not very good. In Slater, the UX is very good. This is simple, and you have the artificial intelligence that help you to understand what you write. You can see all of your error. You can see like all your stuff like this, and the fact also that you can plug your external script, and there is no external script inside the code, so you can understand this very well.
Awesome answer. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're as pumped about Slater and what it can mean as I am as well. And I think also, like, it's worth highlighting that, you know, you need to do custom code elements for when you get to a certain point. I think there are clients that require, you know, more advanced features and stuff, and that is where a lot of people have been starting to use Slater because they're pushing the boundaries of their Webflow projects. And it's like, okay, can I do this with just Webflow? No, but I can do this if I know that little bit of custom code to take that to the next level.
Actually, today we don't have any clients that don't have custom code on their website. All of our clients have a little bit of custom code just to make, like, when an interaction, one click on a button that do other things, and I don't know, like calculating a price or some stuff like this. There is all of our clients that need custom code, and
yeah, it's really powerful that you've managed to unlock that next level of your Webflow projects with that little bit of custom code. And speaking of, then, can we potentially could you potentially share your screen and we could maybe have a little look at how you're using Slater just to get a better idea? And while you're doing that, I'm gonna just have a little look at your website and show people some of the projects that you guys are working on. In fact, I can't do that when you're sharing your screen. What I'll do is I'll
Okay. We'll do
I'll
it
put
later. Yeah.
I'll put the link in the chat. Yeah, that would be easier.
So
Awesome.
this is one website that we are building. Actually, that's Guru. It's a new SaaS to make a business plan with artificial intelligence. So there is a big market on this, and we are working hard on this website. I started today to work on this, so there is nothing more advanced like the Volume library
Oh yeah,
that you
the
can see
Railing
here.
library. Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact we are using this is just like putting some custom code inside the footer, okay? And then you have all your stuff inside Slater. So that's the loader for the website. I broke the code just before the stream, so oh no, I have to debug to debug it. But yeah, like this code, I don't know what it means like this. Okay, I don't understand this code, but with this little button, I just click on explain code, and Slater explained to me what the code means and what it do. And I love this because I understand now that it declares the value counter, and then it takes the animation. And when it's visit, you can do another session to load the animation faster, and then hide the loader and make some stuff like that. And so just like this, with this information, I can make in my code some comments for my workers, for my teammates, and just say, so we have, I don't know, some other animation, like other animation, and make some comment for them so they go to the website when they need to work on this and just make or add the rest of the code, okay? And one other thing that's interesting is the ask a question. I love this feature because there is a lot of artificial intelligence tool that don't manage the multilingual. Okay, as you can hear, I'm not English and I speak French. And what I love is I can speak to Slater in French, and it get me the code the way I want without explaining in English. Because when you have to explain in English or not in English or not in your native language, you have to make some traduction, and you are not really you don't have the right traduction for your code or for what you want exactly. So yeah, I love this explain code, debug code, or artificial intelligence, or ask Slater. Sorry. So I love this, but the feature I love the most since yesterday is this famous Webflow apps. So I just have to launch it, and everything appears here, and I'm not. I don't have to switch table because I hate switching tables inside my designers. And so yeah, I have all my code here, and I can make like Command S and just go to the website and see the changes I've made without publishing it. So the fact we are using Slater is also this stuff. Don't publish it. We have a lot of clients that ask for website animation or stuff like this, but they made changes inside the designer, and I can't publish the new changes. I can't publish them because the client don't want to show the news, the new article, the new section, the new stuff. And so I have to finish my animation, but I cannot publish the website. So I just make the code, click on save to dev, and then I have all my animation inside the production without publishing all the website. And that's pretty good.
Great. God. Okay, wait, let's break this down. So you are using Slater for Guru, this SaaS website.
Yeah,
And what's cool from your perspective is that you can make notes for the rest of your team members who are all invited to use Slater. So you can make
yeah,
notes in there. You're not like a really, really experienced custom coder. So you can use the explain feature by highlighting the code and then just clicking
yeah,
explain. It's
yeah,
also going through whatever language you want. So if you want it to be in French, you can literally ask Slater to speak in French, use some Parisian slang. It can
yeah,
do that. I happen to know that Jared, the head of product, is working on a toggle feature. So you can just toggle and then choose your language, and then you don't
yeah,
need to type each time. But yeah, that's another feature that's super, super handy with Slater that we haven't talked about enough. And that's on
yeah,
me. I need to tell more people that you can actually use it in whatever native language you speak. And then you've also just obviously opened the app within your Webflow project. So everything is in there.
yeah,
And it means that if you publish stuff, you can bypass your client, obviously, and you can save it to their, the production site,
yeah.
so that it's live without necessarily launching or without necessarily publishing all the other stuff. So, yeah, it's epic to see you have all these different reasons for using Slater.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, and that's the thing I love, yeah, about commenting, having it in French, and so my teammate can just go on Slater and make the code because we have technical people who are not really using Webflows, but know very well how to use JavaScript, so they can come directly on Slater, make the code, and then go away. And some people of our team can build the rest of the website inside Webflow directly. And I love this.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, in terms of the specific code that you've got there, is that for a loading animation? You say?
Yeah, it's a loading animation, and we we have some leads and some clients that come to us to get like award-winning website, stuff like this with a lot of animation, lot of micro interaction. So I have to use GZAP, I have to use JavaScript, I have to use all this little library, and it's very easy for me to have this inside the external script and just put it inside here. We have a big client that coming for website in September, and he asked us like to have a lot of animation, a lot of stuff. So I'm going to use Slater, obviously, to make all this animation by connecting like a button, connecting a section inside Slater, and make the animation with JZAP. So that's very, very cool.
Nice. Oh man, I can't wait to see that website. We'll have to get you back on a
We have a
stream
lot
to
of work.
see all your crazy animations. But it's super exciting that you've got that job, and it's awesome that you have like the confidence to do really like interesting animations using Slater. And so,
Yeah.
it's in terms of like, has Slater changed your like confidence at getting bigger clients, or has that influenced you being confident to say, yep, we can do that now?
I don't think Slater changed this. I think artificial intelligence changed this, but Slater make it like stable. Like I know my workflow now with custom code. I don't know if I'm clear about that, but I am not more confident. I was confident before because artificial intelligence uh, let me understand more code, or I can ask question and get the code directly. So like text to code. But Slater makes me add a new tool to get not like confident, but stable. I know how I can speak to my client and tell them, okay, the custom code is on Slater, the front is on Webflow, and all the analytics are on another tool. I can tell to my client there is a workflow with application.
Yeah, that sounds really, yeah, that's an important clarification, isn't it? Because you were using AI before using Slater.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but
but now
that's
the
not
hosting.
that's not very a good workflow because I was using GPT-4 uh, to code, and like I say, I hate switching table, so I was switching table every time. And so you ask a question to ChatGPT, it you copy the code, you paste it in Webflow, you
Go,
publish your
yeah,
website, it's not working, you delete your code, you re-ask
yeah,
ChatGPT, and yeah, it's infernal. And the fact that Slater is very, very, very fast. So you just have to click to dev and prod are in sync, and that's very, very fast. That's very, very good in our workflow because we need to be fast on making a website because our clients are waiting for this new website, and not pushing this publish to select domain button is very, very helpful for us.
yeah. I think the thing that Slater is really useful for as well is that obviously it's away from your clients. Like I think sometimes when you transfer a project to your clients, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you're like, I've got to explain everything, but you're not going to
Yeah,
watch my explainer videos, are you? I mean, I'm sending you them, but you're not going to watch them. And then they,
that's
mess it up, and then you've got to go in and change it. Whereas
yeah,
Slater is like completely separate, but very interlinked. And you can, sort things out within Slater on the Webflow project without necessarily having to explain everything to your client and then potentially messing things up.
yeah,
So it's an important thing to say. And so, question for you then: are you
yeah,
doing the with the animations? Um, that seems to be a big part of why people hire Mecca, right? Like
yeah.
you know your animation. You've spoken about animations quite a lot here. Um, do you think that uh, like using Slater for animations is better than using just Webflow natively for animations? Because you can just do animations in Webflow, but why do you choose to use custom code for those?
I never use the interaction for big animation. Because when we create a website, when the design team come to us and say, okay, guys, we have this new interaction, this new animation, just make it. Um, it's very hard for like I said, I don't know to code, but it's very hard for me to translate it in interaction. But it's very easier for me to translate it directly in code and explain to Slater like, okay, I have this button right here, this button right here, and this like SVG animation right here. Can you make please the animation and get me the animation with GZAP or stuff like this? So it's easier for me to translate it and have it in code and modify the code, edit the code, than have it inside the interaction because I think that interaction are not very um, like it's
Customizable.
yeah, it's some kind of complicated to deal with it. And for our new website that we are building for our big client coming in, we have some 3D stuff to integrate. We have some big SVG animation, and that's not very possible directly natively inside Webflow to use like Free.js
Yeah,
or
WebGL.
to use yeah WebGL and stuff like this. So that's complicated to use interaction.
Have you spoken to Alex from Tambien Studios and Maël
Uh,
Ruffini?
no, I didn't speak with them. But
Dude,
he's French, so yeah,
I was gonna say, because
yeah,
you remind me a lot of Alex and
yeah,
Mael. I mean, like they've just done a video. Check it out on YouTube. I know this is your live stream, and I'm kind of like sabotaging your live stream by talking about them.
No.
But
I love
it,
Tambien. I love this studio. This
okay,
is
okay,
yeah,
sweet. You're okay with me talking about them. That's good.
yeah, of course.
But it might help you to talk to them actually, because they've just published a video all about a branding project and a website project where they've got this quite big like WebGL element on the homepage on the above the fold. It's like their key animation on the page, and it is insane. But anyway, they are like, if you just want to ask them any questions and stuff, they're super nice guys. I recommend reaching out to them. Super knowledgeable. But anyway, sorry, I kind of sidetracked us away from Slater. Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
Important to mention this because a lot of people are like, well, why would I do animations with Slater? Why don't I just do them natively in Webflow? The problem with
Yeah,
doing them in Webflow native, sorry,
there
you
is
go.
more possibilities.
There is more possibilities. That is a summary of what I was about to say. Basically, if you're doing like, page trigger. So for example, if you get down to a certain part of the page and you want something specific to happen, you have kind of limited possibilities with that in Webflow. Whereas with Slater and I mean, custom code more generally, you don't have to use Slater, but I would recommend it for your Webflow projects. Is if you're using GSAP or something, suddenly you can manipulate, what elements are being triggered at what times, more specifically, how much things are moving. FinSuite actually have an amazing video where I believe he's called Alex as well. Their dev.
Oh, the CTO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has this GSAP tutorial, which is really, really good to explain the ins and outs of that. So if you watch that video and then come back to Slater and you're like, oh my God, now I can do stuff in custom code and, ask Slater prompts and stuff. Suddenly your websites just go from like, yeah, cool, there's some little animations to, whoa, we have just taken this up a level. So I really, really recommend, thinking about using Slater and custom code to do crazy stuff that you might not think is possible because you're like, I don't know how to do custom code. How would I do that? Trust me, I thought the same thing. And then using Slater, I'm like, whoa, I am
Yeah,
now
that's the
doing
wow.
stuff. Yeah.
The wow makes the difference, and by using Slater, it enable us to get to a next level of website, to get like a fast website with a lot of animation, made with code that I understand. That's the sentence of why we love Slater.
Yeah, it's super exciting, and then there's all the other apps as well that I like. It's a super exciting time to be a Webflower, and if you combine apps with Slater, you're going to take over the world. Is there anything else that you want to show us project-wise, Alex, that you're working on with Slater? I'm very intrigued to see how you're using them.
So I can I create a demo account, but I can't share some big stuff because there is
Of
some
course.
website in progress.
Yeah.
But what I can show is like a website for a client we made. If Webflow is it down again? Open up.
While Webflow is doing its stuff, hello to everyone who's watching along. We've got a few people watching, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And I'm terrible at multitasking, but what I'll do is when the time is right, I will bring your question up onto the screen. So this looks beautiful. Tell us about this website.
Yeah, so this is a website for a finance guy in Paris. So this is not finished, so there is Free From Desire in the video, but
Free From Desire.
At the end, there will be an interview from partners, our clients. And so inside this website, basically, you have an animation with tab. And directly inside Webflow, you can't change tab with the scroll. And I hate this because my client, also not my client, but the design team sold to our client the fact that table can scroll and change with all the content inside. So what I did is just open a new Slater project and then ask the Slater. So I have an image with the class like SS1. I would like that this image will get a parallax effect. And can you please change the animation and change the tab inside when I scroll, sorry. And then yeah, they get me all the code with some kind of changes right here. And so I can understand the code here with all my comments as usual. So my team can understand what I did before. So like select the image, add the image to a listener and stuff like this. And then,
so wait,
yeah,
can you just show us that bit of code again? So when you're saying select an image, add an image, this is, are you talking about the class in Webflow, or are you talking
yeah,
about an
yeah, the
attribute? Or
class.
okay,
I'm talking about the class in Webflow and with all the data, scroll speed, and stuff like this. So this code is just for making the table change inside inside this part inside the website.
can we see that in action? Can we just have a little?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
but it's in a
probably
break
not that
code.
interesting, but it's still just like,
No,
yeah, let's see.
and so like I scroll and then everything is changing. I have some optimization to
Damn.
make with the image and stuff like this, but yeah, everything is scrolling. And so my client is my client is very happy because I made him the animation. And like I say, I don't know how to code, but Slater explained it to me very well. And now I have some comments inside, and I know what to change if the client asks me. So it's not very if my client told me like it's not as fast as I wanted, can you make an animation while changing the tab? I know how to make it because I have all my comments. And if I don't have the time to do it, I can ask my JavaScript guy and tell them, okay, just do it. You have all the comments. And he's like, okay, so I have the content right here. I can make my changes right here and write the code. So that's cool.
Dude, awesome. So that's a really good like live example, guys, if anyone's watching along, of how, like, if you tried to do that in Webflow natively, it's just very, very difficult to do / impossible to do accurately,
Yeah, you
because you've got
can.
the scroll position
Yeah,
depends on the screen size, and the scroll position wouldn't exactly change that, I guess, at the right time. Whereas this is like, okay, you know, this element is going to be targeted on certain screen scroll, and you're targeting the class name
yeah,
to change. Dude, that's such a cool little example, because I think a lot of the time people are like, nah, like Slater looks kind of intimidating and scary, but actually you just need to do like certain little bits of code throughout a website for certain elements like that. And you know, you've done it all within Slater without knowing custom
yeah.
code, but you've made like the
No.
coolest animation, dude. That's so cool.
And I understand what is written just in front of my eyes, but
Yeah,
I
and you're
don't know
learning
how
it.
to repeat it. But I know code, like
Yeah,
I
like
know code
no
with a K.
code to no
Yeah,
code. Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
It's
Yeah,
it's really, really cool that you've managed to do that. And beautiful design, by the way. Did you do that design as well?
yeah. That's
Shut up.
another agency. So at Meka, we are only doing the technical part, and that's Brand Apart, the our partner design agency. So they made some really, really cool design, and I love working with them. So
They
yeah,
did. They really did. They nailed that design. Um, Beautiful. okay, so this is just one little thing that you needed the custom code for in order to make this website work, and look at it go. I mean, you just scroll, super smooth, clients happy. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we have a big website for clients and that we are gonna make, and the goal is to win an award. So with this future website, so
I back
winning
you.
an award with Slater would be very cool too.
Hey, dude, that would be epic. I mean,
Yeah,
if it like how let us know how that goes, because it would be awesome to write an article about you guys, or
yeah,
help like raise your profile and celebrate together. That's so
yeah,
cool.
of
And
course.
so this is that the only little bit of custom code that you have on this website? The rest of it is just natively done in Webflow?
So the rest of the website is natively. This project is not finished, but like I don't think you can. It's useful for you to animate the button inside Slater, because for this the interaction are very cool. But this part here is going to be a 3D with a 3D like shape with some interaction. So I'm gonna implement it inside Slater and making a little interaction with it. And yeah, we're gonna see.
So are you doing the animation within are you doing the animation within WebGL, or kind of how are you actually
Um,
making that shape?
I don't know really. I don't know really. I'm gonna see. Probably with WebGL and 3.js. But I'm gonna see. Because I don't know if Slater is if it's possible to use Spline with Slater, because I love using Spline with all the interaction too. So I don't
Dude,
know.
I
I have
love
to make some
Spline as
research.
well. Yeah. Yeah. That's something else that I'm also working on, because I've implemented like an iframe from Spline,
Yeah,
but it's just not it's really heavy. Like, it's not
yeah,
it takes ages to load. And then also the like how you interact with it isn't as good as I'd like it to be.
yeah. If you
But
have some text or a div content right here, you cannot interact like in this part because there is something in front of the iframe. So that's kind of annoying.
yeah, I find iframes just generally kind of annoying.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay. If I find out the answer, I'll let you know, and if you find out the
okay,
answer,
of
you let me
course.
know, okay?
Let's go.
Because that's
Let's do it.
that's actually that's actually something I'm working on right now.
Okay.
Theo says instant collab of the year: Webflow feats Slater feats Spline incoming. Love that comment. Spline is coming natively to Webflow. Wait, Theo, what? Theo, describe that more, please. Um, he's rapidly typing away right now. But yeah,
Theo
this is
is organizing the Webflow watch party conf with me and Digidop actually.
yeah, Theo's the man.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I actually went to his French community. He says yes. So Spline is. I don't know if that's about Spline coming natively to Webflow, or just a general yes to organizing the event with you, Alex. But yeah, he's got an amazing community, and he's a big community advocate. So
Yeah.
great to see you in the chat, Theo. But is there anything else to show, by the way, Alex? Sorry, I'm kind of flitting around between different things here. Or are you like, Jack, I've shown what I want to show. I can't show you anything else because we have
Yeah.
client work and we've signed NDAs and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we've not NDA, but we can show our client work, so work in progress yet, and because yeah, there is NDA and confidentiality with the guy.
Hey, don't you worry. I do not want you to show something that you will get into hot water with. We don't want any trouble on these live
Yeah,
streams.
of
Theo
course.
says that Brian, says on Twitter that they're working on a Lottie-like integration of Spline in Webflow. Boom! I am psyched about that. That's awesome to hear,
Yeah,
Theo.
it
Theo, I
would
swear
be
you've got
insane.
like inside information. I swear Theo just knows stuff before other people. Or well, he said he put it on Twitter, but he
Yeah,
knows stuff. He's got his nose to the ground. But anyway, thank you, Theo, for putting those comments in there. Alex, I believe that you have shared what you came here to share. Do you have anything else that you want to share while we're on this live stream together?
no, that's good. I think we can make another live when our big website will be launched, and just so I can share how we manage with a lot of animation inside the Webflow and celebrate the award together. Because
Dude,
I think,
hey, I
yeah,
would love that. Yeah, I will have to get you back on because I feel like animations in Spline is sorry, in Slater. Talking about too many tools here. Animations in Slater is something that we haven't fully explored in terms of creating content about that. I would love to kind of push the boundaries a little bit more in terms of doing cool animations. So yeah, we'll have to get you back on at some point to
yeah,
talk
of
about
course.
that. And when you've won that award, and you do that speech, just give us a nod. You
Yeah.
go on a live stream and be like, guys, I won an award, and I just like to thank mom and dad and
Let's
Slater.
go. And Slater.
Yeah, but no, that's awesome to hear. And it's so cool to like see you use Slater not just for yourself and your own learning and your own like code implementation, but also like using it as a tool to tell your team, hey, I'm working on this project. Here's a little explainer so that if they then log in, they know exactly what the
Yeah.
code is relevant for on the Webflow site. So that's really cool. If anyone wants to ask you any questions, Alex, where should they find you?
On my website or on my Twitter, Alex Teillet, or on mecha.co. Just feel free to ask any question about anything you want, and I would be very happy to ask.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing so generously. You need to speak to Alex and Mael Rafini.
Yeah,
Because those two,
we speak
honestly,
about him.
yeah, they're so
Yeah,
cool, and they'll help you with WebGL stuff, and they're just like awesome people to talk to. So
yeah.
recommend. Theo, thank you sharing in the chat, and to anyone else that's watching, thanks for watching along. Alex, you've been an amazing guest. Appreciate you coming on the live stream. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks.
End of broadcast.